Hey, this is John. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Mechanical Mastery. In the last episode, we set up the mechanical crafters and did a little bit of automated crafting, at least of crushing wheels. Um, I think we should expand this setup and make sure that it will do other things as well. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use these, but they might be kind of nice. These electric motors can take RF power and turn it into create power. So if we had just, spare RF to use, that would be maybe a good thing and could help out with removing this windmill from down here, somewhere wherever it is, here, over here. We could probably remove this windmill and instead use a motor to go right here. And that might be nice, because I hate that windmill that's right there. And I don't know what else I could put there, because it would be an awkward place to put more water wheels. So I think we should do that. This complicates our crafting somewhat. This guy does one job right now, and that's pretty easy because he uses all the crafters, so it knows when to start the crafting, and we can simply take things out immediately with no problem to the crafter. But if we had two recipes, we try to make a crushing wheel and a motor at the same time, that could cause problems because it would stick things in the wrong slots. Or it might try to stick half the stuff for the crushing wheel and half the things for the motor. So we need to fix those two problems to go ahead and make those. So first thing we're going to do is go over here and we're going to say that redstone pulse inserts next set. And that means that we will not craft two things until we get a redstone signal over to this guy. So let's see if we can do that. What we need to do is detect when there are items in this box, because when there are, that means the crafting is complete. And I was thinking that I might use a comparator and run redstone around to there, but actually I think we can do this with laser I/O. I haven't tried this, but let's see what our options are. So it has different modes for the item cards. It can sense, it has a sensor for something. I don't know how this works. It's sensing items. It might need a filter. If it senses items, it might work. Let me look at this for just a minute. Let's say we need a high redstone signal. That means you won't extract things that are in here. Oh, I didn't mean to rotate you. I want to put this in here, and then let's get a piece of redstone. And I'm just curious what happens when there is a signal over here. So on the east side, it is sensor, and it is... I don't think this matters. I don't think this matters. We are simply sensing on the channel. Let's say you are channel, I don't know, 15. And then we'll give this guy a redstone card, and we will do an output on channel 15. And it's not doing anything there. If you're a strong signal, does that matter? It doesn't. So what does that mean exactly? I might have to read the laser arrow book. Hang on. Okay, the book is not too hard to make. It's just a chip and a book that gives you a laser arrow book. What the manual says is that we need to have a filter in here or it won't detect anything. So it's only sensing items. We need some kind of filter in there. Doesn't matter what it is. So let's get one filter, and let's say that this could have wrenches in here. I don't care what it is right now, but I want to detect that there is some kind of wrench in there. And we can put this filter in here. Yeah, there we go. Now it is signal 15. Do you need to be a strong signal? You do not. Okay. So you don't even matter, because what we're going to do with this is say that when you detect this, you'll send a signal to this guy, which means he should send the next crafting. So let's see if we can make that happen. First of all, you're going to be erased. So let's just erase this guy. We don't need him anymore. What we do need is to go on the east side. 15 probably is fine. Let's say it is a crushing wheel, not that guy. Let's get my wrench back because I want that. And then on the east side, you output a signal every second if you detect there's a crushing wheel in this chest. So over here, we need this redstone output card. Is that the right side? I guess it is. Okay. North makes sense to me. So we're going to do an output of a strong signal. It shouldn't matter, strong reach. So output it on the black channel right there. Okay, so that should fix our redstone pulse inserts next set. So let's just test this. Let's make 3 of these. It's going to send 1 set. It is locked right now. And until these get something in here, it won't send more to the chest. So it's making the wheels. It should be in there. It should get the signal. It didn't get the signal. I think we might have to extract this guy before he'll work. Okay, he does. Okay, so yeah, it needs to be a redstone pulse, so on, then off. But that will be what happens when he is extracted. So, okay, that I think is working. So we now do just 1 recipe at a time with this crafter. All we have to do is update the crafter, sensor card, to sense whatever items we want to be in there to send this pulse. So, okay, that should be good. So let's update your sensor card. We want to have this motor, this electric motor. That will be our next sensor thing. Then we need to add all of the pieces of the motor to the filters here. So we need andesite alloy. We need these copper spools. We need iron rods and brass sheets and capacitors. So how do we make any of those? There's an iron rod from Immersive Engineering. We can do a rod die with that, or a metal press. We've got these automated crafting. I don't like that. There is an iron rod from Create. It requires this metal worker, though. I don't like that. I think we should either use the press or just use the regular recipe. And I'm thinking regular recipe should be just fine for this. So we're just going to go make a little card or a whatever recipe pattern. That's what I want for this guy. Yeah. Iron is not hard to come by. Let's go ahead and add some more patterns in there. So, oh, wrong thing. Let's go into my multi-block crafter. There we go. You make iron rods now. Okay. What about capacitors? Capacitors require zinc sheet. Oh, that's the thing we're going to have to do. Copper sheets and redstone torches. That's going to be a problem. How do we get zinc sheets? Only in a stamper. Oh my. Well, that complicates things because this stamper, I think, actually, this should be okay. All we have to do is get a certain amount of these in the system, and it should work just fine. So I believe we cleared up this guy's channel, so we have a free channel. Yeah, we could use this channel. I think this is going to be channel 5, because you are 6 and you are 8, right? And you should be 7, so yeah, you'd be 5. So let's say that if we don't have enough zinc sheets, say less than 64, we will output a redstone signal. And you're going to be an input on channel 5. Okay. So that should be good for that. Now, do we have zinc coming out anywhere? We don't, obviously. I'll put it right here. So let's get some zinc ingots right here. So we'll give you 8 of those. And we will tell this guy that it should get 8 zinc whenever it has a red signal. Sorry, a green signal. So let's get another counting filter. And let's teach him to do zinc, 8 of you. And then on the down, you are going to be an insert of 8 zinc sheets on the 5 channel. Do you do that now? You don't seem like you do that. What if you were on the right channel? There you go. There we go. Okay, so he is going to slowly stamp my zinc into zinc sheets. And we should get zinc sheets in the system, and we do. Okay, cool. That should take care of zinc sheets. All right, that's the next thing that we need for this. I believe we need copper sheets or copper plates. Fortunately, copper plates we can get from the multi-servo press. I don't need to make up a new recipe for that. So, copper sheet, copper plate. Let's do that instead. Okay, I want one of these. So, can you make these? Yeah, you can in a multi-servo press. So I don't have any right now. Let's make a recipe for this. You are not the recipe I wanted. I wanted this recipe. And then there's a multi-servo press. Yeah, you are signalum, but this is copper. Okay, should we get a bunch of you by default? I mean, I guess we should probably. There's some space there. Let's say we need a stack of you. Okay, looks like he's good. Yeah. All right, there we go. Copper plates. This will let us make capacitors. Yeah, zinc, copper, and redstone torch equals capacitor. I like that. That works. So need a pattern for this guy. Put him in our crafter manager. Yeah, this guy right here. Copper sheets require these copper wires. Requires any forged copper wire. That's gonna be more difficult. Maybe I do have to, you can try this in a mixer. That's weird. Do these engineer's wire cutters degrade? We might have to put those in the RF Tools crafter. So we need copper sheets, and you cut them with engineer's wires to get that. Yeah, I mean, we could make it with the rolling mill. I don't want to make that thing, so yeah, for now I'm going to go with this. So let's try getting a pair of these, and let's see what happens when I get a copper sheet. So, do you have durability? You do. All right, that's not great, but it will probably make quite a few before we run out. So, you are only running with a redstone signal, so you're just keeping iron in you all the time. All right, so the question is, will refined storage use these engineer's wire cutters if they're not the right pattern? I'm thinking it won't, but let's find out if it will. So let's say that you are not exact. You take these in here. Let's make the pattern. And let's see what happens in the crafter, because I just don't think you're going to work like that. But if I put you in there, can you make copper wires? Can you make 2? It says you don't have any. That's clearly a lie. Yeah, I don't see a way around this prop. We're going to have to make an RF Tools crafter, I think, for that. All right, that's unfortunate, but it's fine, I guess. If you know in the comments how a better way we could do this, let me know. And I would be interested. All right, I don't want to use him. He is my dedicated ender pearler. Let's see here. Right now, he does this. Yeah, we could do a keep in stock of ender pearls and put a crafter on top of him to dump things in there. Then I could use this guy as well. That might be okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take this and let's get a crafter. Okay, so here is my crafter guy. I'll take the iron out. Oh, he is auto-filling you with iron. Let's take you out as well. Okay, there we go. You should not have iron anymore. What you should have is cutters. Yeah, I want these guys. I hope they last a long time. So let's make a recipe. This needs to go to be the external C. Yeah. Okay, so now we simply say redstone signal ignored, and let's get some copper plates. If we stuck 2 copper plates in there, yeah, you would just use the cutters, leave the cutters in there, and put the wires in there. Perfect. That's what I want. Okay, that means we can now tell it how to make ender pearls, which will tell it to keep in stock over here, and wires, which we can tell it to craft on demand. So let's make that a different kind of pattern. So recipe is going to be not this guy. We're going to make a process recipe of, you're going to get wire, but you know, one of you. And all we need to do is do a copper plate. So one of those. And then ender pearls. Let's clear this out. And it's going to be 1 ender pearl for 4 iron. Okay. Alright, those are the patterns for our crafter tier 3. Ender pearls and these. And let's make sure we have enough ender pearls. So, elite requester, keep those in stock, will you? Okay, so let's tell it to make some wire. Yep, it's getting the wire in there. Everything is good. Okay, cool. Now what if I tell it to make ender pearls? 6, 5, 4. Okay, cool. All right, it can make both those. All right, that takes care of that problem. And now we have copper wire. So I don't know how much copper wire we're going to need, but hopefully this will be enough for whatever we're doing. And we can make more. I'm curious about the durability of those things. It looks like it has a lot of durability. I'm not really sure about that, but I'm guessing it's got like at least 128 uses, maybe 256. So we should not have to replace those for quite some time. We may never need to replace those. So, okay. All we need is an empty spool. Iron plates, we're already getting those. Those are fine. So, teach you how to make that guy. Put this pattern in here. And I think finally this guy. Yeah, the immersive engineering copper wire. And that should be everything we need to make the pattern over here. So, okay. We need to make an electric motor. I want this guy. So 1, 2, 3. I need 6 brass sheets. Um, so 6 brass sheets plus an andesite alloy. Let's see here. Plus an iron rod. Plus a capacitor. Plus 3 copper spools. Okay, if we had all of those things, this would be a pattern to make a motor. Okay, all we have to do now is figure out where to place these things in the crafting. So it looks like brass sheet, brass sheet, brass sheet. So that could go here, here, and here. And then copper spool, iron rod. Okay, I think this makes sense. Let me go add to the filters on these guys. So brass sheet, brass sheet, brass sheet. So on the south side, we add brass sheets to this guy, and this guy. And then same thing over here on the south side. It's brass sheet. That's why you were wrong. You were in the south. Okay, I knew something was wrong with that. Okay. And then brass sheet. Okay, I thought I had 21 of those cards. Okay, that should be all of our brass sheeties. So the ones right there, I believe, should be copper spools. So copper spool, copper spool, and copper spool. Okay, this guy's going to be iron rod. Immersive engineering one. And capacitor below and andesite alloy above. This capacitor. And finally, andesite alloy here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem because this can't be andesite alloy here. Okay, I may need to change this so that the andesite alloy is up here. The rest of them shouldn't conflict, but that one will. So I may do that in a minute. But let's just fix this first, and we'll figure out the rest of it later. So that could potentially conflict. So let's see what happens now. All right. I want a motor. Oh, I didn't put a pattern in. I want a motor. Okay. What have you placed? Ah, that's going to be a problem too. It could place there. Okay. I think we could increase the priority of this guy and move the filters to fix that. So, hang on one second. Okay, yes, changing the priority does put it there instead of there first. So, I think we will need to move all of the other filters up by 1, but everything else should be okay. I don't think we should have any conflict with the recipe. Let me go fix that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, everything got placed into the right location, but it doesn't start auto-crafting if you don't fill all the slots unless you give it a redstone signal. So we need to find some way to do that. If we can detect which of these items will be placed last, we should be able to do that. So I'm just going to assume it's this one right here, and we can detect whether that is true. So let's see here. What is the pattern? The pattern is 3 copper spools. So it should put these things in here last, I think, with this. So that's what I'm curious about right now. First, I want to cancel my crafting. I want to slow down this extractor. In fact, I'd like it to not extract at all just yet. I want to see what it dumps in the chest and when. So I want to put these things back in the system. I'd like to ask it to create a motor. Okay. This will tell me what it dumps in the chest. So these are the last things it will add there. So how does Laser IO actually place them? Not south, but down. Okay. All right. I believe it will place the spools last. And I will place this one at the very last. I was wrong. I did not place this one last. Okay. Well, realistically, I don't think it should matter, because as soon as this gets placed, or this one gets placed, and we don't have one yet, it should be quick enough to get the signal. So which one are you? You're this guy? Okay, so let's go ahead and say that on the down, let's go back to expecting you to be fast. And are you my spool? No. Are you my spool? No. Are you my spool? No. Are you my spool? There we go. So we're going to do a detection of this. So we're going to do another item card. You are going to be a sensor. I need a filter. We're going to sense copper spools. And let's see here. If you have this, you will... I don't think these connect, so that shouldn't matter. So we'll just do, I don't know, channel 14. So there we go. We will output on the red signal. And then all I have to do is tell one of these to go out on the red signal. So yeah, let's just do it right here with this guy. Redstone, you're going to be an output on red. And there you go. He starts crafting. So let's see if he makes a motor. That's a motor. Okay. Now, just to make sure that there's no problem with the signal, let's make one more. And yeah, it's outputting. So it must have got the signal for this guy as well to start the new crafting. So, okay. All right, cool. All right. It's definitely wrapping up point for this episode. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. See you next time.